Hi guys, well today's video is all about sleep. Now, really important, specifically at this time of the year as well, when we're deep into winter training. And some of you may be going into indoors, doing the 60 meters or the 400 meters indoors. At any point, this point where you're not sleeping well, you are going to, well, you're going to have your performance inside your racing. Very important, because why I'm going to say this at this particular time is because athletes normally in winter training are into the speed endurance, getting fitter, getting the fitness up and doing training hard. And what comes with this is when we train hard is that recovery is not as good. Now, if you're training hard, you need to make sure your sleep is top drawer and making sure that you're getting up and feeling refreshed and that you're sleeping all the way through, that you're able to get to sleep quickly, you're sleeping all the way through to when you get up or when your designated time to get up is. You shouldn't be getting up in the middle of the night to have a wee or anything like that. That's an indication of poor sleep and an indication that you're not relaxed enough before it. Now, it happened to me usually when I was training as an athlete that it was the only time we could do it as athletes in our mid-20s when a lot of us had jobs and stuff like that, but we used to train about night time between 6 and 8 o'clock. And in those times we'd be warming up and stuff like that, and we did our training session. Now, a lot of these training sessions were very, very tough, and I didn't recognize sleep at that time to be hugely important. I thought at that time, I'm training hard, I'm getting consistently trained, I'm committed to getting the best time ever, or get best times that I wanted in my racing and stuff like that. But I found that I've always found that, and I recognised this probably a little bit too late, was that after I'd done a tough training session during the night time, that night I'd struggle to get to sleep, and it would be difficult for me to get a decent night's sleep. I'd wake up feeling exhausted. Now, that's not good. And if you are an athlete that's waking up feeling exhausted and you had a tough session the previous night, that's an indication that you're overtraining. A big indication that you're overtraining. Now, you can't, if it happens over a period of time, that's not good either. Now, if that's happening over a period of time, you're training hard and you're getting insufficient sleep and you're waking up feeling exhausted, that's going to lead to poor racing performance, poor training performance. You're not going to be able to relax as well. Your quality of your training is going to be down. You're not going to be able to relax, and it's going to lead to injury, because lack of overtraining always leads to injury at some point, for whatever age you are. Niggles start to happen. So I'm all for someone not actually going hell for leather in training sessions anyway, even in winter training. There's got to be a better way of actually doing speed endurance training without leaving you on the floor absolutely shattered, and you should know that. Your priority should be relaxation, doing your reps, but making sure relaxation is your priority, and making sure that your actually quality of each stride is good, and that the relaxation is there. So actually leaving yourself on the floor, lactic riddle at the end of the session, is not good, in my personal opinion. It doesn't. Your stress levels are through the roof, and that is why not only are you actually putting yourself at high stress levels, you're actually leading to a poor night's sleep, and the overtraining. It's going to be a chicken and egg thing. The quality of the training is going to go down for the days after that, and you're just not going to perform well when the racing comes along. So you really got to understand that those tough training sessions need recovery, and if you are not getting sufficient sleep after those training sessions, then you have to either pull back those training sessions, or you're going to have to work on that preparation before sleep, and making sure that you're turning your phones off, getting meditation done, getting some deep breathing, light deep breathing done, so you can actually go to bed feeling relaxed. You also have to look at your diet. Are you making sure that your food at night time is sufficient for you to get a good night's sleep? That making sure that you're not overloading yourself with too much gluten or foods that are going to be detrimental in your gut. And any kind of foods that are actually detrimental in your gut are going to actually affect sleep as well. So you've got to make sure that you're getting sufficient recovery from those training sessions. I wouldn't be training that hard. I would be making sure relaxation is priority. And if relaxation is priority, you wouldn't be training to that extent where you're on the floor. You'd be stopping the training session before that. But I understand that your coach is probably in command of this training session, and it's difficult for you to actually have that relaxed base or for all the reps, and you will be tired at the end of the training session. But try to prevent yourself being on the floor completely. It's very important at this stage that you're getting sufficient sleep, and particularly as indoors, if you're doing indoors coming up, you need to be making sure sleep is good, and making sure you're getting the recovery, and making sure that you're not overtraining. And even if you're not doing indoors and you're going straight through the summer season, you've got to make sure that your sleep is good as well, specifically at this time when we're training hard. This is really, really important. Overtraining will lead to injury, but it will lead to tightness in your sprinting, and you will not be able to relax, and your performance in both your training and your racing will go down. It's bad habits build up when you're overtraining. Make sure your sleep is on point, and probably later down the road, I'll be doing a video purely on sleep, because if you get a good night's sleep, that's number one recovery tool, and if you get a good night's sleep, energy levels for the rest of the day are going to be better. So maybe I'll do another video on good tips for a good night's sleep. But for now, this is an indication. Make sure that you're getting good night's sleep. If you're not getting good night's sleep after a tough training session, you're overtraining. You've got to get a good night's sleep. Meditate. Put your phone away for the last hour before bed. Read a book, or do something fun with your housemates or with your family or something like that. But make sure that last hour is dedicated to you making sure you're getting a good night's sleep. Okay, end of video. See you in the next one.